Yo, so today has been an interesting day. Today, well, these past few days, I've been thinking about writing my own book or my own books. Um, Honestly, I hadn't even considered it a few months ago, or even like a few weeks ago, or at all in any of the past years. But it just seems like something fun, and I'm learning to just pursue what I find interesting and what I find fun, and I'm almost kind of surrendering the push and pull to making things make sense. um More moving from a place of creativity. So do I want to like am I don't want to do anything and feel forced to. I want to be able to do things from a place of effortlessness. So um writing a book to me feels effortless right now. I have been working on a book recently on the flow state, and that's been fun. um But I also want to work on a few other books. So today I woke up and I was thinking about meditation. I got a few insights right now. Meditation. If you can observe the mind, you gain lots of insights into how it works. Meditation has many use cases, and one of the big ones is learning to observe the mind. Contemplation of the mind lends someone to derive insights into how the mind works. Overwhelm comes from organized processing of information. For example, to not become overwhelmed, one must process information in a sequential manner. I woke up and wanted to learn more about the mind and more about meditation, so that's what this stream is going to be about. You guys are just going to be following me doing my thing. Our consciousness is like water; it takes on the shape of whatever our attention is directed towards. It becomes whatever we are consuming. We become whatever we pay attention to, and we become whatever we consume. We become whatever we consume. Consume to simplify. We are what we eat. We are what our mind eats. So now I will work on the book. And the interesting thing that I'm learning about writing books now is that actually I'm gonna go back. The interesting thing is that writing books is a lot like making content and writing blog posts, etc. It's just longer. And I'm also learning that if I can create projects, like the idea is writing a book, but that within itself becomes a place for me to research and contemplate, and that allows me to answer my own questions. Because if truly all of the answers are within you, then if you just pose a question and you create projects, and the project is a manifestation of the contemplation within itself, you don't have to have the answers already. The project is a work in progress, so as you are progressing through the project, you derive new insights, and so you kind of add to the understanding, and you also answer your own questions. So my question right now is, I mean, there's so much content around meditation. Exactly what is it? How to use it? What is going on? How to think about it from a very conceptual manner. I have some very powerful concepts. I was looking into something known as I was basically looking into physics, and the book I was reading was Alien Information Theory, and it was just talking about how the universe works in a very um, fractal manner. And I realized that, for example, like the mind, it processes information, and if you can slow down the processing and not be overwhelmed and basically input things step by step, then you can really lead to a much better frame of a much better way of thinking, a much clearer way of thinking. So what I've recognized is that if I can process things, every thought one by one, and not get too ahead of myself, um, it leads to focus. So like it allows me to fill the space. So I think meditation allows me to fill the space. And let me just share my screen. There we go. Meditation allows people to fill the space within each second. The main issue that people have is that I'm just gonna type. right now I just found this book. Read another one. So right now I am linking various books together, and the inspiration for this book came from this book, the Edinburgh Lectures on Mental Science, and this is gonna help me. It really prompted me to think about the fundamentals for um basically fulfillment and human potential. There was a connection that I made during one of the days at work that I should be checking out this book, where it leads me to question how reality works, so that I can understand how meditation is in a way. If I can understand the way reality works, I believe that the universe is meditating us. We are being meditated by the universe, and so if I understand how the universe works, then I can understand then how to use our mind so that we can operate harmoniously like the universe does. So there's that. The Tibetan yogas of dream and sleep. I think yoga has a lot of information on meditation, so I need to look into that. This might not be the book for me, but this could take me somewhere. Young Buddhism and the Incarnation of Sophia. This was a book that I picked up a while ago, but there is a reference to meditation and its connection to psychology. And then this book right here, The Science of Meditation, How Meditation Works, can be really good. Okay. this and then this book, Letters on Occult Meditation, is what I'm using to study. It's from the Arcane School, which is a school that I'm a part of. So it will be interesting to see their perspective on meditation. So here, for example, the importance of meditation. It results in egoic contact and alignment. It brings about a state of equilibrium. It stabilizes vibration and assists in transference of polarization. It's getting hot in here. All right. So now we'll continue. Here you go. So right now I'm just adding. I'm looking through my notes on meditation and looking to see what I can add to that. I think I need to read Andrew R. Gilmore, Thinking Fast and Slow, to understand the different systems. Maybe. I think I might actually have to read this book. So I'm feeling like stopping here. Um, when I get a spurge of just energy, inspiration to pursue a specific topic, I just want to act on it. Right now, I got led down through a good amount of ideas for the book on meditation. Um, I think that right now, I like this book. So he says that mindfulness as a threefold attention skill set: concentration power, comma, sensory clarity, comma, and equanimity working together. I want to create something that highlights the different forms of meditation and puts them all under an umbrella, which we can all use. There we go. Let's see. They're dancing, noting. All right, let me. I'm gonna write these down. Um, I want to write down all of these different. No, I'm speaking to the camera. I want to write down all these different forms of meditation. It's all right. I think yeah, it's the flow state. So let me write this down real quick. Um, mm, so what I'm seeing is that in me following my intuition and me following different ideas, for example, I had the idea to write a book on polymath, a book on the flow state, and now a book on meditation. Through, I believe now, I started writing a video idea for polymaths, and then that led me to want to write on the flow state, and that was my next video idea. But now I feel like from there, that pushed me to want to write about meditation. And so it's almost like if I only focused on one and grew one, I would lose on the insights of how it connects to these other ones, and it would lead to a not so much, at least for myself specifically, if I'm going to be a teacher and teach these concepts, then I have to be able to look at what I'm talking about and differentiate it between the flow state and meditation. So if I'm talking about multiple interests, there are mentions of purpose um and the intuition. There are mentions of that, and so there will also be mentions about purpose and intuition when talking about the flow state, and there will also be mentions about purpose and intuition within meditation. So I believe that and my intuition is guiding me to expand almost the various projects that I'm working on. And there are going to be various projects, but as I have these windows open, I can use them to feed each other. So right now, I just get an insight. What the question was, what is the difference between the flow state and meditation? And reading this book, it outlines that meditation can be described as a combination of sensory clarity, equanimity, and concentration. And then I realized, okay, concentration is a very important process to the flow state. When it comes to equanimity, though, equanimity isn't required. Um, what I realized is that what is a component of the flow state is engagement with an outside activity. So that means, you can enter the flow state while writing, you can enter the flow state while running. So it can become meditation in the sense that there is a lot of clarity, but it doesn't require it to become a meditation because um, I don't think you're. I think the meditation is more so looking inwards, while the flow state is looking outwards, and so that is a very important distinction that I think a lot of people aren't talking about, and that's something that I want to clarify. And so in finding the through lines between polymathery, meditation, and the flow state, I can then look at what the fundamental skills are within these, which can lead to a creation of courses, which is beautiful. So I've been also struggling with the idea of, okay, so do you want to be creating courses, or I'm watching a guy reading about doing it wrong while he's doing it wrong because I'm doing it wrong. Doing what wrong? What are we talking about here? Doing what wrong? That's the most ironic thing I've ever seen. About watching a guy reading about doing it wrong while he's doing it wrong because I'm doing it wrong. Doing what wrong? If you could clarify, I'd like to. I think I do meditation quite right. Right now what I'm working on is understanding how can I deepen the understanding of what meditation is. So in me writing this book, it becomes a project for me to clarify my process, clarify my thinking, so that I can teach it in a way that is very clear and is very nuanced also, because so many people struggle with various problems all at the same time. But what I know and what I have understood in my life is that most of those problems are usually hitting like 3 to 5 main key points in terms of perception. So if we can fix our perception, then our approach becomes transformed, and then we also become transformed through engaging with that specific activity with our new approach that we have just taken on. So I think that I feel pretty good right now. I feel very clear. Let me see. Um, but I mean, hey, hopefully it's helpful for you. The irony is what? The irony, there's no irony in that. It's just you found a person that's into the same things that you're into, and so it's called working through this together. It's called teamwork, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But let me go back to where I was at. Let's see. This is important right here. Finding the through lines between polymathery, meditation. Oh yeah, so I was struggling with the idea. Okay, do I want to? How do I want to map all of my knowledge out? At first, right now, I'm creating content through YouTube, but that to me isn't deep enough. I want to go much deeper, and so I can go deeper, and that leads me to want to learn to animate and almost teach better. But through animation, it leads to more visual understandings. It leads to clearer understanding of the concepts. But I also am seeing that that will take some time, of course, and I'm more than happy to engage and learn the skills that I need to, or hire the people that I need to, given the resources that I have. But meanwhile, what I want to do is help the people along the way. So how do I do that? The only way to do that is to, I'm seeing now, like if I write a book and I document me writing the book, well, not only are you guys learning along with me, but also I'm learning myself how to write a book, and then not only that, how to connect everything, but I'm at a much deeper level. Like a book forces you to go into the depths, go into the various information that is out there, and if you can commit to that full heartedly, then that would transform your perspective. Because if I put the title meditation, then everything that I think about in terms of meditation will come together, and I will want to output that into something that can be organized and comprehended by somebody else. And that would also push me to look at the holes within my teaching, within my information that I carry within me, and that will then lead to fill the gaps. Like if I'm fully committed to this process, then I have to look at the holes within my logic, and that will force me to look into other resources, like these books, my experiences, my knowledge, my previous uh experiences just in general. And so this is the new form of evolution, I believe. Like this is the new form of evolution through creativity, because in the past, I had to go through suffering. I had to make mistakes so that I can learn. But now I'm setting the mistakes for myself, where I'm saying, hey, write a book, so that within that I grow into it. I grow into that position of writing a book. So like I said, going back to the courses, etc., as I'm thinking about writing this book, I'm realizing, oh, this is what you should write a book on, and this will be more suited for courses. So right here, I've like I said earlier, there's like those three things that I mentioned: meditation, polymathery, and flow state. If I'm able to then find the through lines within these guys that connect to my hand, basically, if I can connect to my palm, then the palm will be the foundational courses that will basically allow anybody to learn these different powerful tools, whether they be like shadow work, um, productivity, meditation, flow state, etc. So this is kind of like now the process of me learning how to um, learning my way of creating content and learning my way of distilling information. So I don't know. I don't think I think this is actually really beneficial. I hope you guys find it helpful. And right now, my session, I'm just gonna end it right now. I don't think there's anything else I want to work on for this hour. I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm just gonna go take a break. I might record another video really quick, and I'm gonna go help out my wife. So thank you guys for tuning in. Ghost sapling. I'd like to know exactly what you mean by me doing it wrong, because I'm doing it wrong. Um, if I helped you, let me know. But that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. You already know it's your boy. Oh, yo, it's Du. What's going on, bro? Thanks for coming in, bro. I'm uh I'm trying new things out, so I like it. Hello, I'm very depressed. Need something to help me. Hold on. Well, David, check out my content, bro. Check out my YouTube channel. What exactly are you looking for? Thanks, dude. I posted. I was like, dude, I think you're gonna like it. On delusion. I feel like it's a healthy balance to be in there and realize. I don't know. I think it's good to allow for the negativity to come in. Allow for it to come in, because um do not get absorbed by it. Don't get tainted by it. Uh, don't let it color your perception, but allow it to stay within a clear space so that you can observe it. And when you observe it, it will give you a lot of information about where you are at. And it's very high level. I think it's almost like five dimensional kind of thing. It's like you observing the observer. Um, um, Quarter life crisis. Yo, I'm in my quarter life right now. I just turned 25. Um, let's see. What you need to do is go to the corner gas station, buy a packet of soda crackers, walk home, and eat the crackers. That will cure depression. I mean, if that works for you, bro, it works for you. But okay, awesome, awesome. You're 23. Let me know a little bit more. What is there any specific? You say you're depressed. Look, anybody that comes to me and tells me that they're depressed, I will always say, and I'm not a doctor, so be like mindful of that. I'm not a doctor. I study psychology, so this all comes from my experience. So when I was depressed, what I did was I started to question spirituality. I started to question, how is it that, like, where does my depression come from? Where do these negative thoughts come from? And there was nothing in the mainstream psychology that I was learning that would address that. It was mainly people talking about scientific, like, it's an imbalance within the brain and your neurochemicals are imbalanced. So I mean, one of the suggestions would be in terms of that case is to change your diet. But to me it was more than that, because I was doing fitness. I was also eating healthy. I was vegetarian at the time. So changing up my I was changing up my everything physically. But to really get to the core of depression, you have to understand that it requires a multifaceted approach from the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual dimension. So if you can align all those together harmoniously, then you are going to be able to live a life filled with fulfillment. Now, if there is any disharmony, if your emotions are not in alignment with your mind, or if your mind is contrary to your spirituality or your spirit, then you will suffer. There's a maybe in psychology specifically, there's the concept of the shadow. So if you do not understand your shadow, if you do not understand your negative side, then you will live a life half-heartedly. You will live a life split from your true self. And so the key to curing that depression is not to completely withdraw oneself. I'm gonna exit my so you guys can see me clear. So the key to, at least in my case, to healing my depression was not to withdraw myself completely from negative thought, and this is similar to what Du was talking about. Du mentioned, and it's not to withdraw myself completely from negative thought. It's to understand where it's coming from and to understand kind of like what information it's given me about my current state. So in my previous video, today I uploaded one on delusion, and the shadow entered my life today, and it told me it was really questioning what I'm about, and really questioning whether I was delusional. And I gave the shadow its space to speak to me. I had to allow it to talk to me, but I did not uh, see myself as the shadow. I allowed myself to separate myself from the shadow, and in doing that, I was able to see it as another entity, and by doing that, I didn't become so much affected by what the shadow was saying. I wanted to give the shadow a space to feel understood. I wanted to feel like I wanted it to feel cared for. I wanted it to feel relevant, because it is relevant. Because usually those feelings of negativity are trying to tell you something. And for me, I understand in my life that negativity stems from me knowing that I'm not in alignment with who I truly am, and that is my soul. So, so right away when I was looking to heal my depression, I got into Carl Jung. I learned a lot about his theory, You can check out his content on YouTube. There's hella content about Carl Jung. And I was diving into his theories and his practice. How did he solve people's depression? Because he was a psychologist, and he talked about the soul. The soul has a curative effect. When a person can tap into his soul, the soul will allow the person to heal. It will have a healing effect. It will have a harmonizing effect. So you say you're studying for an MBA. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Do, my boys promoting the community. Yeah, man, join the community if you're finding this helpful. Join the community. The link is gonna be down below. Thank you, bro. Currently in MBA. I don't believe you're a 23-year-old in a master's of business arts and businesses in an art. Oh, I open up. I absorb a lot of things. I started following your content. Great content. Thank you, brother. And trust me. Do you have anyone you look up to? Any book science like Judo, Krishnamurti, Osho? Okay, so first let's address a few things. Ghost. Um I think first off, Ghost at 21 when you graduate. So basically, usually people graduate if they graduate from college. They're usually 18. They graduate with a bachelor's. They're usually 21. So being 23 and studying a business of a master's of business is completely very doable. It's very normal. Um, Business isn't an art. I mean, I feel like business is it's a great art. Business is not just a science. It takes create, we're looking at businesses that are now absorbing, taking in information from the creatives. Like now there are creatives who are making businesses out of their creative work, so it is an art. um it's very subjective, but in my way it's all about perception. I perceive it as an art. Do you have anyone you look up to? Any book recommendations? So like I said, Carl Jung was the first guy that I went to, bro. In terms of modern people, I don't think that there's anybody in the modern. If I had to really think about it, I would say Abraham Hicks, because she helped me out with my breakup. Going through my breakup, Abraham Hicks. I always shout out Abraham Hicks, bro, because she really helped me out. Abraham Hicks is an entity that is being channeled by this lady Esther Hicks. I know it sounds a little, if you don't know too much about spirituality, I know it sounds a little woo woo, but it is what it is. Listen to it, and it will change your life if you commit to listening to it on the daily. That's what I did. I just consumed for hours. But for if you're more on the logical, more rational side, and you want to kind of dive into the spiritual world, check out Carl Jung, bro. Like, you got to do it. He changed my life. A lot of the work that I have done has been inspired because of Carl Jung. I got into psychology because of Carl Jung. I was studying biomedical engineering, and I was really good at math. My grades were perfect, but because I was into psychology and I got into Carl Jung, I wanted to graduate with my bachelor's in psychology. So I would recommend Carl Jung. There's tons of content on the shadow. Um, there's one website that I kept watching though that I would always watch. Academy of Ideas. This guy is great. How to stop wasting your life. Carl Jung as a therapist. He talks about performing therapy on yourself, which is something that I want to talk about. This man has a repertoire, just so much content on Jungian psychology. Face your dark side. Let me look at see the psychology of dreams. I wish, honestly, I wish I could post more content around Carl Jung. But right now, I'm doing this because this is relevant to me. This is what I feel is the most important thing right now. But let me show you one more video, Carl Jung on depression. And I'm gonna link this video and I want you to check it out. So let me see. So this one is good. This one's gonna be good. I haven't watched it, but I just know based on what the content this guy creates, it's gonna be a good video. Now, in terms of the videos that I have watched in the past, 5 years ago, this one.
Of who we are and where we are headed. aware and accepting
If
of
I
our
had more
current
time, I would
situation,
sit here
we
and
also
watch this
need to
video with you
recognize to
because
experience
I
life
really
must stifle his desire to.
the perpetual hesitation of the neurotic to launch out into life is readily explained by his desire to stand aside so as to not get involved in the dangerous struggle for existence. But anyone who refuses to experience life must stifle his desire to live. In other words, he must commit partial suicide. So, um, many great contemplations come from Jung, especially on the soul, especially on psychology, especially on the mental state of a being, of the human being. So check out Carl Jung. I think that is a great place to start. Um, I have too much to talk about, but there's no one. I don't know if I took a wrong decision by doing MBA. How to control desires, sexual or physical, at this age? Should I suppress these desires, or what should I do? I read Carl Jung, Chopin. Oh, I like Dostoevsky. Hell yeah, bro. Look, man, I would say the best thing right now is to just join the community. If you need more time, if you need more people to talk to, for example, my boy Do here, he's a part of the community. He's shouting us out. He's been working with me for a while now, like almost like 2 months now. Um, a lot of transformation has been going on. We are still a work in progress. But in the community, there's calls, so you can join in and hop on. The community is where I talk to the guys. It's really a community full of guys that are looking to enhance themselves, to build themselves, to transform themselves, to connect to their soul. So if that's something that you're looking for, I could answer all these questions. Let me see. I'll try to answer as much as I can right now. Okay. But I do want you to check out the community. We can work one on one. Not really. It's like a one to many thing. So you hop on the call and I'll help you out. And then I'll get to meet you. We'll talk one on one first. I'll get to know you, and then I could help you with whatever problem you're facing right now. Um, I have too much to talk about, but there's no one. I'm glad that you're here, man. Because I know when I was doing this, I was alone. I was completely alone. So that's why I'm doing this. I don't know if I took a wrong decision by doing MBA. I would say that it's just about finding clarity, bro. Like if you understand your why, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You will continually transform any situation to your benefit if you know why you're doing it. So I want to say there is no wrong turn. At the end of the day, you're always going towards yourself. But if you make that your primary objective, you will make less mistakes. How to control desires, sexual or physical, at this age? Should I suppress these desires, or what should I do? I got you on that, bro. I would say do not suppress them. If anything, understand them. So understand. It's all about understanding. It's all about having a curious mind. So if you have a specific desire, then understand where it comes from and honestly express yourself. Like for me, when I was in college, I was a very I was very much attracted to women, and I was very much a sexual being. And um and so when it came to like the ethics and me deciding whether I should be pursuing women, I had to go out and experience that for myself. So I went up to women, I gained confidence, I did pick up, I did everything. I went all in, and so that allowed me to figure out who I was as a man, what it means to be a man. So I mean, if you're curious about sexual desires, I would say that there is no wrong desire. There is nothing wrong with you. Every desire has a place in your life. Every thought has a place in your life. Like I mentioned earlier, it's about understanding it. Um, uh, let's see. What you need is a walk. Which, your favorite book, which had a major effect on you. Um, I think my favorite book would be the Carl Jung's. Not it's not my favorite book. I don't have a favorite book. There's books for times. The books I read are an expression of the time that I'm in. I think the book that I would recommend to you would be Carl Jung. I think The Soul, Carl Jung and The Soul. Man's Search for the Soul. Man's Search for the Soul. Man's Search of a Soul. Modern Man in Search of a Soul by Carl Gustav Jung. Um, this is the book that I would recommend to you. If I had to really, the first thing that comes to mind, Modern Man in Search of a Soul. Um, but if anything, what do you think? Are you down to join the community? Let me know. Because I can help you out, bro. And if you're finding this helpful, it's all cool, no pressure. I'm gonna keep doing these live streams. I'm gonna keep posting these videos, but I want you to be a part of the community, bro. So let me know. Reply: are you comfortable with the community? Let's do yes, no, maybe. Let me know, bro. Yes, no, maybe. Would you like to join the community? Let's do it. Let's go, bro. We got another member. All right. Look, man. It's gonna be very simple. There's a tribe, man. This is the vision. This is a dream of mine right here. Um, so Lucid Education. Here's the about page. I'm gonna send the link right there in the live chat so that you know. Let's go, bro. Let's do it. All right. Click on the link. You're gonna be led to this page, and then just I think there's gonna be a join button somewhere around here. Right here are our members. Do is right here. He's the one in the chat, and then you're gonna meet a bunch of like-minded guys up in here. I'm working on a course, and then we're working on a challenge here to express yourself, and then we got some posts here. This is Octavio. This is my boy. So we recently just had four people in a call, and I'm like super happy. We're growing. It's small, but it's gonna be for people like you, man. So join. I gotta head out. I got the baby here waiting for me. Wanna say hi, baby? Got the baby boy right here waiting for me, and I'll see you in there, bro. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully I see you in there soon. All right, thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.